Joining us on the show now is Peter McGuire of XM Australia. Peter, hi, good to have you. And what a good day, because we're looking at a good gain up in natural gas, up 5%. Crude is trading in the positive, and the base metal prices clearly have come back quite strong after that complete sell-off that we saw in the month of Feb. So not just that the dollar index has come off its highs, but the Chinese PMI numbers have been on the positive side as well. How are you reading the numbers, and do you think that the gain that we have seen in the metal prices today can hold on?
Well, good afternoon, Manisha. Yeah, I think those PMI numbers first off out of China were very, very positive, and that's been demonstrated by the market in Hong Kong, which is just, boom, it's 4.5% up. So we had a nice move to the upside as far as copper, as you mentioned, and so that was up the best part of nearly 2% overnight. So, yeah, it's been a strong rally, nice way to start March. Energy prices, as you mentioned, are up, crude's up, and dollars come under a bit of pressure, sitting at around about 104.60. So I won't be surprised. It's a race, Manisha, between euro and dollar, where we go as far as rates and who's going to be the last man standing.
Oh, well, yes. Among the overall metal pack, where do you see better fundamentals? Because at this point in time, after that run-up that we saw in Jan and the uneven recovery that we saw in China in the month of Feb is what led to the profit-taking. But with at least a couple of Chinese numbers coming in on the positive side, what metals do you think are more favorable than the others?
Well, I think I've got to keep an eye on copper, Manisha. I mean, and nickel, but certainly copper is a benchmark, and that gives me a barometer to look at, and it'll lift all boats. So we just got to see iron ore, of course, but I'm really keeping an eye on those big themes and where we move forward as far as consumption. We're worried about, growth globally. Economists are certainly concerned as far as, weaker growth from an export side, but we'll just have to wait and see, Manisha. I think it could be a nice run-up over the next, lead into Easter.
So as of now, while there are gains and the dollar index has come off, but markets really seem to be preparing for a 25 to 50 basis point of a rate hike come the next month. And would that change from where we are trading right now?
Well, it could do. I mean, I'm certainly conscious as far as President Lagarde and where Jay Powell play. And, it's very choppy. We've seen a big move since September for the strength of that euro. And I'm just thinking maybe, you could see that it oscillate, that US dollar index. It was only 105.50 going back to Friday, and here we are at 104.50. So it's given up a bit of steam, and I think it'll continue to be choppy. And though traders like that, Manisha, we like to see movement.
Well, absolutely. But, after the kind of decline that we've seen for Feb, how would you look at March? How do you see the current month ending?
Well, I hope that it's going to be a nice move northwards. I mean, I worry a little bit about energy prices if they're going to continue an uplift from an inflation side, but producers want higher prices. Currencies will remain choppy because we've got so many different, central banks taking action. And as far as commodities, I like that number coming out of the PMIs for China. So I think base metals will have a lift from here. So, yeah, let's just hold on to our hats and take it day by day, Manisha.
Silver is another one, which is a part industrial metal, and we've seen 12.5% of decline for the month of Feb. Any hopes here?
Well, you might do. I mean, they're all pretty choppy, and that's a big washout. So you might see a little bit of a reversal. It's hard to put your hand on heart and see where you're going to see, opportunity to buy in. But there's always, gold's moving up 1842. Silver's back up. These sort of markets, I think there's plenty of upside left. So, yeah, don't rule them out yet.